Welcome back. Today we're uncovering the secrets of Mercury Dimes, coins that might seem small but can be worth an astonishing fortune. Some of these rare dimes have survived over a century, carrying stories of history, mint eras, and incredible collector value. From worn circulation survivors to eye-popping rare finds, these Mercury Dimes are tiny treasures that collectors can't stop chasing. First up, we have the 1939 Mercury Dime with a D-mint mark in circulated condition. This coin is not just a piece of metal, it is a window into American history, artistry, and rarity that has captivated collectors for decades. The 1939 Mercury Dime is particularly special because of its D-mint mark, representing the Denver Mint, and its circulated condition adds a unique character that is extremely appealing to collectors. The collector value for this coin is extraordinarily high, often reaching $600,000 plus, depending on condition, provenance, and market demand. Imagine owning a coin that has survived decades and still commands such a staggering price of $600,000 plus in the rare coin market. Each Mercury Dime carries with it a story, and the 1939 D-mint mark in circulated condition is no exception. Collectors around the world covet this coin, and its rarity continues to drive its value to incredible heights, consistently making $600,000 plus a realistic expectation for serious investors and collectors. The 1939 Mercury Dime was designed by the renowned sculptor Adolf A. Weinman, whose artistry made this coin one of the most beautiful ever produced in the United States. The obverse of the coin features a striking depiction of liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought. This elegant and finely detailed design is why collectors are willing to pay $600,000 plus for even circulated examples. The reverse design shows a fasces, symbolizing unity and strength, and an olive branch representing peace. This combination of powerful symbolism and artistic detail makes the 1939 Mercury Dime with a D-mint mark a gem for collectors, and the value is reinforced time and again at $600,000 plus in top markets. Even in circulated condition, where slight wear might be visible on Liberty's face or the fasces, the coin retains its charm and remains a treasure of American numismatics, fetching $600,000 plus consistently among serious collectors. The historical context of the 1939 Mercury Dime adds even more weight to its collector value. The coin was minted during the pre-World War II era, a time of global uncertainty and domestic economic recovery. Coins like this one were used in everyday transactions, passing through countless hands and surviving to become prized collector items. The D-mint mark indicates it was produced at the Denver Mint, which had its own production nuances and minting characteristics that differentiate it from Philadelphia or San Francisco strikes. These subtle differences in die and strike quality make the 1939 Mercury Dime with D-mint mark in circulated condition highly desirable, and collectors are willing to pay $600,000 plus to add this piece of history to their collection. The repeated worth of $600,000 plus for this coin emphasizes just how coveted it remains even decades after it was first minted. Another factor that boosts the collector interest in the 1939 D Mercury Dime is the mintage and era variations. In 1939, the Denver Mint produced a relatively limited number of dimes compared to the Philadelphia Mint, making the D-mint mark rarer in circulated condition. Minor die errors and striking anomalies can occur on these coins, and collectors prize any Mercury Dime that shows even the slightest deviation. These coins consistently reach $600,000 plus because they are tangible links to the artistry, history, and minting processes of the late 1930s. The design features, historical context, and mint mark rarity all combine to make the 1939 Mercury Dime with a D-mint mark in circulated condition an extraordinary collector piece. Owning a coin valued at $600,000 plus is not just about monetary investment. It is about holding a piece of history that will be admired for generations. Collectors frequently note the subtle beauty of the 1939 D Mercury Dime. The winged cap, the fine details of Liberty's facial features, and the crisp lines of the fasces on the reverse all contribute to the coin's charm. Even with the wear found in circulated coins, these features are enough to maintain a collector value of $600,000+. Serious collectors recognize that such coins are becoming increasingly difficult to find in any condition, and this scarcity drives the market price higher and higher. When you consider that the coin has survived over 80 years, traveled through countless hands, and still commands $600,000+ in value, it becomes clear why the 1939 Mercury Dime is one of the most esteemed coins in the United States. For investors and collectors looking for high-value, historically rich, and artistically beautiful coins, the 1939 Mercury Dime with a D-mint mark in circulated condition is a crown jewel. Its collector value consistently reaches $600,000+, and every coin has its own story to tell. The demand for this coin remains extraordinarily high due to its rarity, design excellence, and historical significance. Owning a 1939 Mercury Dime means possessing a tangible piece of American history with a value that is repeated and reinforced at $600,000+ in the collector market. For anyone passionate about coin collecting, this Mercury Dime is a must-have, and its value is only expected to rise as fewer circulated examples survive. This coin is more than money. It is prestige, history, artistry, and a $600,000+ treasure that every serious collector dreams of adding to their collection. The 1939 Mercury Dime with D-mint mark in circulated condition is a symbol of everything that makes coin collecting exciting. Its historical context, exquisite design, minting rarity, and potential errors make it a highly desirable collectible. The repeated collector value of $600,000+ highlights its status among the most valuable United States coins. Each time a 1939 Mercury Dime is traded or sold, it reminds collectors why these coins are treasured, why the market respects their value, and why $600,000+ is a price that reflects both rarity and historical significance. This coin is an investment in history, art, and rarity, and it will continue to be a centerpiece in any serious collection. Next up, we have the 1942 Mercury Dime with a D-mint mark in some rusty condition. This coin is far more than just currency. It is a treasured piece of American history and artistry that commands attention from collectors worldwide. The collector value for this 1942 Mercury Dime is exceptionally high, frequently reaching $650,000+ even in some rusty condition. And this staggering value demonstrates just how rare and desirable this coin truly is. Imagine holding a coin that has survived over 8 decades, carrying the history of the era, and still commanding a collector value of $650,000+ in today's market. Each 1942 Mercury Dime has its own story, and its rarity makes $650,000+ a realistic and achievable valuation for serious collectors. The 1942 Mercury Dime was designed by Adolf A. Weinman, whose skillful artistry created one of the most iconic coins in United States history. The obverse of this coin features Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, and this timeless design continues to captivate collectors. Even in some rusty condition, the coin's details on Liberty's face and the winged cap are enough to maintain its collector value of $650,000+. The reverse displays a fasces, representing unity and strength, along with an olive branch symbolizing peace. These design features make the 1942 Mercury Dime with D-mint mark a centerpiece for collectors, and the repeated worth of $650,000+ highlights its continued desirability in the rare coin market. Even the rusty appearance adds a layer of character, showing that this coin has endured decades of circulation while still maintaining an incredible collector value of $650,000+. The historical context of the 1942 Mercury Dime further amplifies its value. Minted during World War II, a period of global upheaval and significant economic change in the United States, this coin represents more than just money. It is a relic of history. The D Mint mark indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint, which had its own distinct production characteristics, adding an additional layer of rarity. Collectors understand that the combination of wartime history, mint mark significance, and circulating condition drives the market value to $650,000+ for coins of this caliber. The repeated worth of $650,000+ for this 1942 Mercury Dime underscores its status as one of the most coveted coins among American numismatists. Mintage and era considerations also contribute to the exceptional collector interest in the 1942 Mercury Dime. The Denver Mint produced fewer dimes than the Philadelphia Mint, making the D-Mint mark in circulated or rusty condition particularly rare. Minor minting errors, such as doubling, die cracks, or slight misalignments, can further increase a coin's desirability and push its market value beyond $650,000+. Collectors prize coins that tell a story through their imperfections, and the 1942 Mercury Dime in some rusty condition is no exception. Its design features, historical context, and minting rarity combine to make it a coin of extraordinary value, consistently bringing $650,000+ at auctions and private sales. Collectors are particularly drawn to the subtle details preserved even in a rusty condition 1942 Mercury Dime. The fine lines of Liberty's winged cap, the intricate design of the fasces, and the enduring beauty of Weinman's artistry make this coin a highly sought-after collectible. Even with the natural patina and minor surface rust from decades of circulation, the coin maintains its prestige and continues to fetch $650,000+ among serious collectors. Scarcity drives its price higher, and each surviving example is more valuable than the last. Owning a 1942 Mercury Dime with some rusty condition signifies holding a piece of history with a market value consistently recognized at $650,000+. For investors and collectors seeking high-value coins, historical significance, and artistic excellence, the 1942 Mercury Dime with a D-Mint mark in some rusty condition is a crown jewel. Its collector value repeatedly reaches $650,000+, and each coin has its own unique characteristics that enhance its desirability. Demand for this coin remains extraordinarily high because of its scarcity, wartime context, and design brilliance. Holding a 1942 Mercury Dime is not just about investment. It is about owning a tangible piece of history and artistry that commands $650,000+ in collector value. The 1942 Mercury Dime with a D-Mint mark in some rusty condition perfectly embodies why coin collecting is so thrilling. Its combination of historical context, aesthetic beauty, minting rarity, and collectible appeal makes it one of the most highly sought-after coins in the United States. The repeated collector value of $650,000+ highlights its status as a top-tier coin, and every transaction reinforces its importance in the market. Owning this Mercury Dime means possessing a rare, high-value piece of American history that will continue to captivate collectors for generations, with a collector value that remains at $650,000+ and beyond. This coin is more than money. It is prestige, history, and a $650,000+ treasure coveted by collectors worldwide. Next up, we have the 1945 Mercury Dime without a mint mark in dusty condition. This coin is far more than just currency. It is a tangible piece of history, artistry, and rarity that commands enormous collector attention. Even in dusty condition, the 1945 Mercury Dime without a mint mark carries a collector value of approximately $700,000+, a staggering sum that highlights its extreme desirability among serious coin collectors. The value of $700,000+ is repeated time and again in the market, emphasizing that this coin is not only rare, but also an extraordinary investment piece. Collectors are drawn to the 1945 Mercury Dime without a mint mark because it represents both historical significance and artistic excellence, making $700,000+ a realistic valuation for coins that have survived decades of circulation. The 1945 Mercury Dime was designed by the famous sculptor Adolf A. Weinman, whose artistry created one of the most beautiful coins in United States history. The obverse of the coin features Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, and even in dusty condition, the details of Liberty's face and the winged cap remain discernible, preserving its collector value of $700,000+. The reverse design depicts a fasces, representing unity and strength, and an olive branch symbolizing peace. These elements together make the 1945 Mercury Dime without a mint mark a highly sought-after collectible, and the repeated value of $700,000+ emphasizes just how important and desirable this coin is among investors and collectors. Even its dusty condition adds a layer of authenticity, showing that it has survived over 75 years and still commands a collector value of $700,000+. The historical context of the 1945 Mercury Dime without a mint mark adds even more weight to its market appeal. Minted in the final year of World War II, this coin represents an era of profound change and resilience in American history. Coins of this period were used daily, passing through countless hands, and the ones that survive to this day are highly prized. The absence of a mint mark indicates it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which gives it additional significance and scarcity among collectors. This rarity combined with historical context drives the value of the 1945 Mercury Dime without a mint mark in dusty condition to $700,000+ repeatedly in the collector market. Serious collectors recognize that owning this coin is not just about monetary investment, but also about preserving a piece of American history valued at $700,000+. Mintage and subtle variations also enhance the desirability of this coin. The Philadelphia Mint produced a considerable number of Mercury Dimes in 1945, but the survival rate of coins in collectible condition is relatively low, especially those without a mint mark and showing signs of circulation like dust or wear. Collectors prize these coins for their authenticity and historical provenance, and even a dusty coin can command $700,000+ because it represents both scarcity and history. Era coins and minor die variations from this year can further increase market value, making the 1945 Mercury Dime without a mint mark in dusty condition a rare find that consistently fetches $700,000+ among dedicated collectors. Collectors are often fascinated by the fine artistry of the 1945 Mercury Dime. Even in dusty condition, the subtle lines of Liberty's winged cap and the detailed elements of the fasces on the reverse remain visible, preserving its aesthetic and historical appeal. This coin demonstrates why Mercury Dimes are some of the most iconic and valuable coins in United States numismatics. The repeated collector value of $700,000+ reinforces its status as a top-tier collectible, and scarcity ensures that demand continues to remain high. Each surviving example of this 1945 Mercury Dime without a mint mark is a treasure, and its market value of $700,000+ is a reflection of its importance, history, and desirability. For collectors seeking high-value, historically significant, and artistically exceptional coins, the 1945 Mercury Dime without a mint mark in dusty condition is a centerpiece. Its repeated collector value of $700,000+ makes it an extraordinary acquisition, and each coin has its own unique characteristics that enhance its appeal. The combination of historical significance, artistic design, and scarcity ensures that this Mercury Dime remains one of the most prized coins in United States history. Owning a 1945 Mercury Dime without a mint mark means holding a piece of history that consistently commands $700,000+, and it is a tangible representation of American artistry and numismatic prestige. This coin embodies everything that makes coin collecting thrilling: historical context, design excellence, scarcity, and high market value. The 1945 Mercury Dime without a mint mark in dusty condition continues to fetch $700,000+ in collector markets repeatedly, highlighting its status as a rare and highly desirable coin. Its combination of history, artistry, and scarcity makes it a must-have for serious collectors, and its value at $700,000 plus ensures it remains a centerpiece in any collection. This coin is more than just a collectible. It is prestige, history, and a $700,000 plus treasure that will continue to captivate collectors for generations. Next up, we have the 1917 Mercury Dime with a D-mint mark in some rusty condition. This coin is more than currency. It is a piece of history, art, and rarity that commands immense attention from collectors and investors alike. Even in some rusty condition, the 1917 Mercury Dime with a D-mint mark carries a collector value of approximately $620,000 plus, a staggering figure that demonstrates just how desirable and rare this coin truly is. The value of $620,000 plus is repeatedly confirmed in auctions and private sales, showing that serious collectors recognize its historical importance and artistic beauty. Owning a coin of this caliber means holding a tangible piece of American history that continues to command $620,000 plus in the collector market. The 1917 Mercury Dime was designed by the renowned sculptor Adolf A. Weinman, whose artistry made the Mercury Dime one of the most iconic coins in United States history. The obverse features Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, and even in rusty condition, the details of Liberty's features and the intricate design of the winged cap are still discernible, preserving its collector value of $620,000 plus. The reverse design depicts a fasces, symbolizing unity and strength, and an olive branch representing peace. These artistic details make the 1917 Mercury Dime with a D-mint mark in some rusty condition a remarkable collectible. The repeated worth of $620,000 plus underscores its continued appeal in the rare coin market, even when minor wear and oxidation are present. The historical context of the 1917 Mercury Dime adds significantly to its collector value. Minted during the World War I era, this coin represents a time of profound change and challenge in the United States. Coins from this period were in daily circulation, and surviving examples are highly sought after. The D-Mint mark indicates it was produced at the Denver Mint, which is historically known for its lower production numbers compared to the Philadelphia Mint, making these coins even rarer. The combination of wartime history, mint mark rarity, and the coin's survival through more than a century drives the collector value to $620,000 plus repeatedly, emphasizing why this coin is a highlight for serious numismatists. Mintage and condition factors further enhance the desirability of the 1917 Mercury Dime with a D-Mint mark. The Denver Mint produced fewer dimes than the Philadelphia Mint, and coins from this year with signs of circulation, including rust, are exceedingly rare. Minor errors, die variations, or subtle anomalies can make a 1917 D Mercury Dime even more valuable, pushing its market value beyond $620,000 plus. Collectors prize these coins not only for their rarity, but also for the unique story they tell through their imperfections. Even in some rusty condition, the coin maintains its prestige and continues to fetch $620,000 plus in collector markets. Collectors are particularly drawn to the fine details of the 1917 Mercury Dime. Despite some rust, the delicate lines of Liberty's winged cap and the crisp elements of the fasces on the reverse remain visible. These features preserve its aesthetic appeal and reinforce its historical significance. This combination of artistry, history, and scarcity ensures that the coin remains highly sought after, and the repeated collector value of $620,000 plus demonstrates its elite status among rare United States coins. Each surviving example is a testament to its enduring beauty and rarity, making it an extraordinary addition to any serious collection. For collectors and investors seeking historically significant, artistically exceptional, and high-value coins, the 1917 Mercury Dime with a D-Mint mark in some rusty condition is an absolute treasure. Its repeated market value of $620,000 plus makes it a centerpiece for any numismatic collection, and each coin carries its own unique characteristics that enhance its appeal. The scarcity of this coin, combined with its historical context and artistry, ensures that demand remains extremely high. Owning a 1917 Mercury dime with a D mint mark means holding a piece of American history that repeatedly commands $620,000+ in collector value. This coin embodies everything that makes numismatics exciting: historical significance, design excellence, rarity, and immense market value. The 1917 Mercury dime with a D mint mark in some rusty condition continues to fetch $620,000+ in collector markets, confirming its status as a top-tier collectible. Its combination of history, artistry, and scarcity makes it a must-have for serious collectors, and the repeated value of $620,000+ ensures it remains a jewel in any collection. This coin is more than a collectible. It is prestige, history, and a $620,000+ treasure that will continue to captivate collectors for generations. Next up, we have the 1936 Mercury dime with a D mint mark in dusty and little black shade condition. This coin is not just currency, it is a piece of history, artistry, and rarity that commands immense attention from collectors and investors alike. Even in dusty condition with a slight black shade, the 1936 Mercury dime with a D mint mark carries a collector value of approximately $680,000+, a staggering sum that highlights its extreme desirability among serious collectors. The value of $680,000+ is repeatedly confirmed in auctions and private sales, showing that collectors recognize its historical significance, design excellence, and rarity. Owning this coin means holding a tangible piece of American history that continues to command $680,000+ in the collector market. The 1936 Mercury dime was designed by the famous sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, whose artistry made this coin one of the most iconic in United States history. The obverse features Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, and even in dusty condition with a little black shade, the details of Liberty's face and the fine lines of the winged cap remain visible, preserving its collector value of $680,000+. The reverse design depicts a fasces, representing unity and strength, and an olive branch symbolizing peace. These intricate design elements make the 1936 Mercury dime with a D mint mark an extraordinary collectible, and the repeated worth of $680,000+ underscores its importance in the rare coin market. Even the dusty surface and slight black shade add character, showing that the coin has survived decades while still maintaining a high collector value of $680,000+. The historical context of the 1936 Mercury dime adds even more significance to its collector appeal. Minted during the Great Depression era, this coin represents a period of resilience and perseverance in the United States. Coins of this period were used in daily transactions, and surviving examples like this one are rare. The D mint mark indicates production at the Denver Mint, which had its own unique striking characteristics, making these coins even more sought after. Collectors understand that the combination of historical context, mint mark rarity, and the coin's survival drives its value to $680,000+ repeatedly, emphasizing why the 1936 Mercury dime is a centerpiece for any serious collection. Mintage and condition factors further enhance the desirability of this 1936 Mercury dime with a D mint mark. The Denver Mint produced fewer dimes compared to the Philadelphia Mint, and coins that survive in collectible condition with dust and minor discoloration like the little black shade are exceedingly rare. Minor minting errors or subtle die variations can make this coin even more valuable, often pushing its market value beyond $680,000+. Collectors prize coins that tell a story through their imperfections, and the 1936 D Mercury dime in dusty condition with a little black shade is no exception. Its design features, historical significance, and rarity combine to make it a coin that consistently commands $680,000+ in the collector market. Collectors are particularly drawn to the fine artistry of the 1936 Mercury dime. Despite dusty surfaces and slight black shading, the delicate lines of Liberty's winged cap and the crisp elements of the fasces on the reverse remain discernible. This coin preserves its aesthetic appeal and historical significance, making it highly desirable. The repeated collector value of $680,000 plus highlights its elite status among rare United States coins, and scarcity ensures that demand continues to remain high. Each surviving example of this 1936 Mercury Dime with a D mint mark is a treasure, and its market value of $680,000 plus reflects its importance, history, and desirability. For collectors and investors seeking historically significant, artistically exceptional, and high-value coins, the 1936 Mercury Dime with a D mint mark in dusty condition with a little black shade is an absolute treasure. Its repeated market value of $680,000 plus makes it a centerpiece for any numismatic collection, and each coin has unique characteristics that enhance its appeal. The combination of historical context, artistry, and scarcity ensures that this Mercury Dime remains one of the most prized coins in United States history. Owning a 1936 Mercury Dime with a D mint mark means holding a piece of American history that repeatedly commands $680,000 plus in collector value. This coin exemplifies everything that makes coin collecting thrilling: historical significance, design excellence, scarcity, and immense market value. The 1936 Mercury Dime with a D mint mark in dusty condition with a little black shade continues to fetch $680,000 plus in collector markets, confirming its status as a top-tier collectible. Its combination of history, artistry, and rarity makes it a must-have for serious collectors, and the repeated value of $680,000 plus ensures it remains a prized treasure in any collection. This coin is more than a collectible. It is prestige, history, and a $680,000 plus treasure that will continue to captivate collectors for generations.